Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on another video. Dave and Alex here, and today we're going to take a look at the Star Wars Black Series Ahsoka Tano from The Mandalorian. Ahsoka Tano, the Clone Wars veteran and now wandering Jedi, Ahsoka Tano forges her own path in the galaxy, righting injustices as she discovers them. Alright, so thank you for joining us again. Today we're going to take a look at this Ahsoka Tano and unbox it and review it for you. Really cool looking figure in the box. So this figure is the first Ahsoka figure that has the likeness to Rosario Dawson, the actress who played Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian. So this is a really cool, unique figure. And she comes with the two clear-bladed or white-bladed lightsabers. Comes with the figure, so that's really cool. So before we unbox it, let's take a closer look at the box. Here on the side, we have some awesome artwork, and it has the walls from that episode from The Mandalorian. I can't remember the name of that episode, but the first episode that featured Ahsoka.
I think it was called The Jedi.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah. So one of my favorite episodes of The Mandalorian. Really well done episode. And on the back, she is number 19 of the Black Series Mandalorian series. And we have some additional artwork, which is really cool. Alright, so let's get this box cracked open and take a closer look at the figure. And here's the figure in the blister pack, and there is no additional accessories other than the two lightsabers. All right, so we got her fully unboxed, and I gotta say, right out of the box, this is a great looking figure. The likeness to Rosario Dawson is pretty awesome, pretty good. This is the first representation of Ahsoka from the Mandalorian series that we've gotten, and even, you know, the character itself with all the makeup and everything, and the way that Ahsoka looks in this figure form looked really good. One huge disappointment, though, there's no soft goods robe. So I'm really disappointed that this figure did not come with a soft goods cloak or robe. Alex, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this figure is pretty cool. It's definitely a figure that we needed for the Mandalorian collection, with the last Ahsoka being the Clone Wars Ahsoka from Season 7, which we never saw. We never saw any of that entire wave in stores.
Yeah, that's right.
So we got this Ahsoka from The Mandalorian, and I honestly really like her look in The Mandalorian. It's kind of sad that she wasn't played by Ashley Eckstein like in the shows, like in the Clone Wars. But that's fine. I really think this figure is nice. One thing about it is the legs. It has like the big chunky pieces of plastic that the Throne Room Boba Fett had and the Tython Boba Fett had.
Yeah, I agree. The legs are really thick, and yeah, that knee joint is just a massive thing of plastic, just like on the Boba Fett figures. And it's kind of a drawback on, you know, when you put this figure in action poses like we do here, you can kind of see that knee joint sticking out. Yeah,
and another drawback is the legs and the feet are smaller, and so the like upper like thighs where the big chunks of plastic are, it's like top heavy on the feet, so it wants to fall over.
Yeah, that's another huge problem that we have with this design that Hasbro was going with on these figures. With the there should be some soft goods in there, and that would and just put normal legs on these figures, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a closer look at this figure, and that way you can see all the details.
Yeah. Look at that face sculpt right there. It's getting better and better with every figure. It's kind of creepy how realistic it looks, honestly.
Yeah, it looks really good. And all the paint apps on her face look really good too.
Yeah, they really have come a long way with this photoreal deco.
And then going down the figure, the outfit is really nice, really nicely sculpted. Some nice silver paint app details in that. And then going down, we have the big thick legs with these huge knee joints. So you can tell there that how big that is, and then the leg gets down real small, like Alex was saying earlier. This throws off the balance of the figure and makes it difficult sometimes to pose and stand, get the figure to stand properly. So yeah, I'm just not a fan of that. I mean, that just doesn't look good at all. Okay, now looking at the back of the figure, there you see more details. It's kind of like her belt that is tied off in the back. Some of the bands around her belt are tied off in the back. It looks really good. Okay, so since this is a new figure from the ground up, we're going to go through the articulation real quick. Her arms are articulable pretty nicely, but there is no butterfly joint in the shoulders here, which would have been nice on this figure. She does have a single elbow joint, and you can raise her arm up and the elbow up that far. So there is a ball joint on this shoulder, but like I said, there was no butterfly joint. And then coming on the head, there is a little bit of articulation in the head, but it is limited by the, whatever you want to call these things.
Oh, the head tails.
Yeah, the tails. And up and down, again, is a little bit limited. And then coming down there, the abdominal crunch. She does have a little bit of abdominal crunch. And then coming down the legs, there is, well, I didn't think so, but there is actually some thigh rotation. Even though you have these big, huge chunks of plastic, they did put in thigh rotation. And then, of course, you've already seen the big, huge knee joints, single knee joint. And then on the ankles, there is a rocker swivel. And let's see if there is a lower leg. There is lower leg rotation that is, it's actually right above the knee. You can rotate the leg. Again, which is kind of awkward with all this plastic. So overall, the articulation of this figure is not too bad. It's pretty good, for a modern figure. And then next, we're going to show the lightsabers, and Alex is going to do the lightsabers.
Now, these lightsabers, I think, are the best Ahsoka lightsabers we've ever gotten in the Black Series. The hilt, let's just take the blade out and take a close look at the hilt here. The hilt of both of them look amazing. This is the long one, or the main lightsaber. Look at the detail that they packed into this tiny little piece of plastic right there. And here is the other one right here.
Yeah, those look really good.
Yeah. The paint applications as well. There's like a little bit of paint on those two rhombuses on there. And then the blades, it's a little different than your typical Black Series blades. The long blade goes with the main hilt, and the short blade goes with the secondary hilt, as obviously, as you can probably tell. But it goes in there a certain way, unlike other Black Series lightsabers. The tip of the blade is like a kind of like a rectangle there, if you guys can see that. And it goes in there, it goes in the blade a certain like way. You can't just put it in any way you want, or it will not fit. Or I guess you could, but it would be a tight fit, especially with the longer one. But yeah, I really think the blades are a lot more improved than the past Ahsoka lightsabers. Here we have the Rebels Ahsoka, and if you just look at the... Oh, and by the way, this is the Phase 3 Rebels Ahsoka, and not the Phase 4 Rebels Ahsoka. But just look at the improvement with the lightsabers right here. This is Phase 4. and this is the Phase 3 Rebels one. Just look at that improvement right there, especially with the blades. The Rebels one is kind of like clear, but it has like a blue tint to it, and I've never really noticed that until I took a look at these and noticed that this is like the color that it's supposed to be. And the thickness too, but then again in Rebels, the art style kind of had the thin blades, and I think they tried to kind of replicate that with some of the Rebels figures.
Alright, so Alex has a really cool diorama set up here with a Mando, Ahsoka, and Grogu, kind of replicating that scene from that same episode, The Jedi, where Ahsoka and Mandalorian has a confrontation. Alex, what are your thoughts on this figure? How do you rate the Ahsoka Tano figure?
I think I'm going to give this figure a 7 out of 10, and that might seem pretty low for what I have scored other figures in the past, but it's all because of these legs, like these chunky pieces of plastic. For articulation and posing purposes, like, it looks good if the figure's just standing there, but you wouldn't want to have the figure just standing there, especially if it's like a figure like Ahsoka, where you want to have her in like an action pose. That's really the only time when it'll look good, is if they're just literally standing there upright, no poses at all, and nothing like that. Other than that, I think this figure is amazing. But yeah, everything about this figure is just nice. The face applications, the paint applications, and the lightsabers, the accessories. But I just can't stand to see these like chunky plastic legs, because I know they're just going to keep on doing it. So I have to give this a 7 out of 10. Okay,
for me, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm going to take a star off for the figure not coming with a soft goods cloak or cape. I'm trying to say cape and cloak at the same time. So, and like Alex said, the chunky plastic legs are just not good for dynamic posing of this figure, along with the other figures that have that. So I wish Hasbro would figure something else out. Either use soft goods and mold regular legs, something to improve this, because it's just not a good look. When you have the figure just standing straight up, sure, it's fine, like it's in the box, but once you get the figure out and you do some poses like we have here, it just doesn't look right. So yeah, for me, 4 out of 5 stars. Other than that, it's a great figure. The head sculpt and the photoreal paint apps are amazing on the face. The articulation is pretty decent. So 4 out of 5 stars. Alright, so that wraps up this video. Thank you for joining us on this video. Please give this video a like. It really helps out our channel. Subscribe to our channel if you're new here, or if you've just been watching our videos and you decide you want to subscribe. Please hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment down below. Tell us what you think of Ahsoka Tano. The figure's been out for a little while now. We found ours at Walmart, so I'm sure some of you already have this figure. And so be sure to let us know what you think. Alex, take us out.
May the Force be with you, always.